And we're live.
I think it was even in the 90s, early 2000s, a trivia question on Jeopardy. It was like, what nation has the most English speakers on Earth? And it's China. Even in like 1998, it was China.
Well,
because
that says something for English dominance too.
By sheer number of people,
that says something about the Chinese educational system.
And English dominance. They're doing it for economic reasons.
Sure.
Dude, China is about to eat our lunch. And they have been for the last 30 years. Like all those trade agreements,
we're on the way down.
All those trade agreements did was funnel money into China from us on bad agreements.
What trade agreements?
The one that Clinton signed. What was it, NAFTA? Right?
That wouldn't be China though. That was just the North American Free Trade Agreement.
What was the one he signed with China? Because we've been losing money to China for fucking ever.
On Clinton, I don't know. Obama tried to do one with everybody but China, the Trans-Pacific Partnership or something like that. And basically what that was like America and then like all these other countries that weren't China. And it was going to hopefully give us this like power around China because we were trade partners with all the people that were important to China. But Trump came in and said, fuck that. Don't know if he's right or wrong. It's complicated. But then Trump started putting tariffs against China. I don't know if he has any.
It might have even been Bush that did it because Bush was a big free trade guy. You know,
it could be. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, but it's complicated. I feel like you're not going to sell more than you buy from a country whose shit is cheaper than yours. And you're always like quality. You know, like as a programmer. When I was a programmer, I competed with less expensive programmers, right? Because it's a global world. That's that. And it's like, don't you realize Americans are so much better? You should pay the extra for us. And I believed that. On the other hand, when I needed a hammer, that shit was $8 and came from China. I didn't practice what I preached. Sometimes people like cheap shit, even if it's not as good.
Yeah.
And that's where China wins.
China, you son of a bitch, you done it again. You just keep beating us with the same shit.
They're good. This, dude, all right, we're going to politics a little bit, but it's not about Trump or whatever. There's this $600 unemployment benefit that's been happening. It just ended. So here's how it works, everybody. If you get on unemployment, you get whatever your state gives you. And that varies. I think some of the worst states give you about a quarter of your income, and some of the better states give you like a half or even 2/3 of your income, right? So, but not your whole income, but a good chunk of it. And then the federal government just tossed $600 on top of that, right? Like we're unemployed, things are tough, no one saw this coming. We're going to give you an extra $600. So there's a fair amount of people who earn more on unemployment than they did at work. Yeah. And the Republicans are saying this is a disincentive for guys to go back to work. Like, who would go back to work and take a pay cut? Isn't it better to be unemployed and make more?
That is true. I just talked to a cousin of mine in Colorado who was in that exact same situation where he was like, I don't know why the hell I would go back. I'm getting $600 a week.
There are a couple people in my universe in that situation. So the Republicans are like, it is a disincentive. People aren't going back to work. Unemployment is like unnecessarily high, etc. And then you have Democrats who are just like, yeah, but it seems kind of nice. You know, maybe if employers had to compete with this $600, they would know that they have to, in effect, pay more, right? It's like a backdoor minimum wage increase. Like, you know, you got to compete with this $600 now. I see both sides of it. I think I kind of line up with the Republicans, but it's complicated. I thought it was interesting.
It definitely is complicated because there are people out there who are struggling fucking real deal right now that need a lot of help. And it's a shame that there isn't a better system to parse out the people who actually need it versus the people who are taking advantage of it, which I love my cousin. I liked his friends. Some of them were absolutely taking advantage of this situation instead of trying to use it to rehabilitate and get back into working life, you know? So that part of it is definitely real. There are people out there who are abusing it, but I get it. Like, what the fuck is the government supposed to do? Of course they should be handing out money to people. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. Do you want this country to be Amazon, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and then a bunch of Kroger-owned banners when you go to grocery shop? Do you want that to be the country? Because that's what we're headed for.
What more do I need?
What more do you need? I don't know. Once they have a totally solidified hold on our economy, I'm sure prices will stay the same and they'll be really cool about it, right? Once Kroger knows they're the sole grocery supplier of the country, once they've edged out everyone else, once Amazon knows, do you know Amazon made $86 billion this quarter? $8 billion higher than was anticipated. There was no one happier about this than Jeff Bezos.
But that doesn't make him evil. Like that just means that he's got a good business.
My boy got to be banned from Twitch.
Dude, if you're worth $130 billion, you're fucking evil. Sorry. You're evil. You're a piece of shit.
Keep in mind, it's not like he owns the company all himself, right? He's got stockholders to worry about. He's literally not allowed to like try to not make as much money as possible.
That's true.
I get it.
It's against the rules for him to not make as much money as possible.
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying that it's when people are worth that much money, it's not evil. That's the wrong phrasing. It's absolutely fucking absurd.
It wouldn't be hard for Jeff Bezos to argue that, like, hey, we've got great employees and these guys are so great they deserve a chunk of it, and that's good business. I think if he did that, if they made 10 billion less, what would you say, 89 billion a quarter? If it was 79 billion this quarter, probably it'd be okay to pay his people more.
Yeah, and he should pay his people more. Like, he's the big, like, rah-rah, shish-boom-ba Koch brothers guy who's
I wouldn't pay him more.
Kind of more libertarian. Like, he loves open borders. He loves just flowing immigration because Jeff Bezos takes advantage of illegal labor.
You pay what people are willing to work for, and you make as much money for your stockholders as you possibly can. That's the way it works. Now, if a monopoly develops, then the law says that the government can break that monopoly up. So in this situation where every grocery store is Kroger, then they get broken up.
Governments are reluctant to break up monopolies, and it turns out that they're right not to usually. You know, they did it with AT&T, and it was a great thing. But usually monopolies that raise their prices tend to find competitors popping up all over the place. Like if Amazon starts to suck, I don't think the barrier to entry is that large that someone can't take over their like audiophile market. Then someone else goes after their toy market, and someone else goes after this or that. That like, you know, Taylor's saying no, but I feel like I could pop up a Squarespace and
totally solidified. They own the SEO, they own the SEM, they own everything. There's a reason that they made $10 billion almost more than they were projected to this quarter. It's because
everybody's at home, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that nobody is happier with this than Jeff Bezos. He has a total market control when it comes to e-commerce. And I know this because I work in consumer products, that I see Walmart, I see all these other companies, even the huge ones like Walmart, kind of a little bit panicking because they see Amazon on the horizon. That's going to overtake them. It is, Amazon is a fucking beast. And when what was it, a few days ago, maybe a week ago, when they have all the congressmen there to interrogate all of the tech people, and it's like, are you retarded? Zuckerberg sitting right there has more money than every congressperson combined. You think he can't decide what district he wants someone to get elected in and then do it if he wanted? And they're questioning him like they have any sort of authority? No, you are the congressman. He is the fucking multi-billionaire who can do whatever he wants. If Mark Zuckerberg decided, hey, that person questioning me, I don't like him, he could bankroll anyone else, destroy them in that district. Like, and so it's all fucking kabuki theater. It's nonsense. When we look at these politicians questioning billionaires, it's like Jim Jordan, a Republican, who was, I'm going hard on them. Do you know who his second biggest contributor was in 2018? Google.
Yeah, so I watched that. Jim Jordan was on Tucker Carlson's show. And Jim Jordan's like, you know, Mr. going after him. What are you laughing at?
I can't say.
Oh, okay. Not related to this.
No.
Do I have a booger?
No. Someone just shared something with me for the show. And
is it tremendously insensitive? Share it.
Yes, it is tremendously insensitive.
Share it. Let me finish my thought. Anyway, Tucker Carlson roasted Jim Jordan. And he's like, hey, I see you take all this money from him. And Jim Jordan's like, yeah, but that doesn't influence me. Yeah. Have you written any bills? Did you see me up there? I was giving him a hard time. Right. Have you passed any laws? Have you done anything substantial? Yeah, did you hear my words? I was giving him a hard time. Right. Have you done anything? You're a congressman. Well, we've got things that are moving slowly. Right. It's been years.
Good.
How long have you had this job?
For Tucker Carlson for putting his feet to the fire on that.
He kind of did, yeah. And I'm not a big Tucker Carlson fan, but that doesn't mean I can't like him ever.
I like him.
And yeah, I think he's just insincere most of the time with his manipulative words. But in this case, he was kind of nailing Jim Jordan and not letting. He just kept trying to be like, I'm the guy going hardest. And they're like, yeah, it's kabuki theater.
Yeah, it's full of trash. The same way that like Dan Crenshaw, the eye patch guy, they'll be like, oh man, he's going hard. And it's like, yeah, what's he done? What's he actually done? Oh, wait, he's just like a Democrat from 2004. No thanks.